So today, LaMelo Ball and Puma launched their new collab with Puma and LaMelo Ball's LaFrance brand. All right. Now, if you're not familiar, LaFrance is LaMelo's personal brand that we saw him rocking throughout last year, right? So he had to deal with Puma, in which he was doing shoes, but it seemed like LaFrance was the brand that he was rocking in order to do clothes. So if you really go through LaMelo's IG here, you oftentimes see him rocking these LaFrance, right, clothes, and on the court rocking the Puma sneakers, right? And so today, in order to, which it makes you wonder how does that happen, right? How do you get to launch your own brand and you got a sneaker deal? What LaMelo was able to do that. But today, for the first time, we got this collaboration between LaMelo's personal brand and his sponsored company Puma. Now, with that, Puma and LaMelo dropped this video, and I'm gonna play this video for y'all, and I want you to really listen closely and see if you catch something. Let's get into this.
Right here, definitely rare. Can't complain, not from here. LF though, it's hard. Pretty much my middle name, that's how I came up with it. The green, look amazing. Design, just beautiful. Growing up to see my pop starting a brand, definitely wanted to start my own thing. We started this brand just for me, just to put on my style and everything that I like in fashion, and just be creative. I got to do all this, so everything is just a blessing. Love life, man. Kind of look at this and it look like life, the L and the F. That's LaFrance. That's pretty much it. Tune in for more.
So, one of the big things that I peeped right there, tell me if you peeped it, is he's really giving the backstory of LaFrance, right? And I've been seeing LaFrance for like a year, and he pronounced it LaFrance, which makes sense because they got the accent mark over the E. But what he's breaking down is what motivated him to start LaFrance is because he grew up with his pops who had his own brand, and when he got an opportunity, he thought to himself, let me do that as well. Now, in this video, I want to pull some things back for you all to show you how this has actually benefited LaMelo in multiple ways financially, and even with his contract extension from the NBA, there's also possibly a contract extension that just happened with Puma, right? But before we get there, I want to pull something up to you, because when I watched that video, it reminded me of this, right? I don't know if you've seen this clip here, but this is LL Cool J back in the day when he was doing a Puma ad, right? A Gap ad. Listen to this.
I know you like your outfit stylish, any other line but the Gap is childish. Everybody working as your personal stylist. You're falling, once you hear the Gap calling, you can't resist the shopping, big ballin', not stopping, yes, y'allin'. Jeans popping in every mall in town and city. GAP, gritty, ready to go, for us, by us, on the low. G, that's for getting the A for always. P, that's for power and the people that praise. Backwards, P for popular, A for attitude. G, get it going, daddy, Gap is on the move. How easy is this?
Now, here. Now, if you are in the know, what you know happened in that video is basically your boy LL Cool J is wearing a FUBU cap, and throughout the rhyme scheme, he says for us, by us, on the low, which is what FUBU stands for, okay? And so when I watched this video with LaMelo Ball and he seemingly shouts out his father's brand, it instantly clicked back to that Puma, to that Gap video. Now, it was also interesting because if you play it, you hear LL Cool J say something about big balling, and I was like, hold up now. It's a lot of synergy happening with this. So I'm thinking like, man, like did LaMelo just plant a subliminal? A big baller brand pub within the Puma? I don't know, but it took me back to a couple weeks ago. On the big baller brand Instagram, they posted this video. Now, this is a video of LaMelo Ball talking about a potential LaFrance times big baller brand collab.
So what I want to do is collab and,
I got the LF. I love to put the LF like right here, big, right there, boom, real nice, and then a little times, so LF times BBB. Then I got another sign, it's like LF, but it's drippy. Put that right here, big, and then have it dripping down. That'd be real nice. That could be one shoe, and then a more exclusive one. I got the whole handprint right there with the butterflies. You put the LF with the butterflies, bam, times BBB, and then my other signature, rare. We'll put it on both shoes. Rare, and then they'll go crazy. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Now, all right. So in that, you see LaMelo basically breaking down all of his trademarks, right? And if you go back to his sneakers with Puma from last year, what you see is he basically has all of those trademarks on all of the shoes, except for the LF. Right, all of his old shoes had the rare, the 101, some of these other elements that we know LaMelo for, except for the LaFrance and except for the LF. So with that video, it had a lot of fans, a lot of Big Baller Brand folks thinking, uh-oh, here we go. We're about to get a LaMelo times Big Baller Brand collab like the old days, like we always wanted. But within the hour of them posting this video, it was taken down, right? It was taken down. And what fans obviously came to the conclusion of is Puma must have made a call. And for most people, for myself, I was like, that don't make sense though. Why would Puma have to make that call when you really look at he's talking about the LaFrance stuff? You could see the rare because rare shows up on that stuff. And what you realize is that a lot of these LaMelo trademarks are now licensed or being distributed or whatever. Puma has some stake in them, right? And so when the LaFrance times Puma thing has already happened, you realize they now have a license of this LaFrance brand, right? And if you go to the website, if you've been on LaFrance before, you realize that this whole website now has been restructured since this collab has been announced. I will say this, I'm a little bit nervous about this collab on the sense that I have purchased some LaFrance gear in the past that was not times Puma, and it was just really high quality, right? There's a price point on a lot of these things that are pretty high for a t-shirt or maybe even a hoodie. I think they were like $120. But, and I've also bought some of the Puma gear. I have some of the shoes, but I also have some of the gear. And the Puma gear just was not of the quality of some of this LaFrance stuff, right? Which is also why when you scroll down here on LaMelo's timeline, you see him wearing LaFrance gear heading into the arena where a lot of these guys wear their most expensive get-ups and things. But when you're creating high quality clothes, you can get away with wearing that stuff, you know what I mean, in places where you would normally wear high quality stuff, right? But the Puma gear just did not match. So I'm hoping that this collab at least raises the bar for this Puma stuff to meet the price points of LaFrance. Now, here's where it starts to get a little bit tricky, okay? And so we have this here. We realize that this video was taken down by Puma, potentially because there's some issues here. But then you begin to ask yourself, right, what does this mean, right? What does this mean? And so for me, I realized that LaMelo Ball has been in the league for 3 years, right? And earlier this year, going into his 4th year, we saw him sign a huge contract, right?
Thank you. And pretty much, I just want to say thank all y'all for being here. You know, y'all all got my back, I feel like. And I pretty much want to have y'all back. So it's just a blessing. And pretty much, yeah, thank y'all. Love y'all, man. Let's keep going.
And so we talked about previously what that contract meant to the culture in itself, right? And so we talked about all of that on this channel. And so that's a big deal. But what I don't think that most people took into account is how long was the Puma deal, right? And would there be some opportunity to sign extension or rework that deal? And I believe that this collab with LaFrance is an indicator that the Puma deal has also been extended or reworked. We saw last year that LaMelo opted when given opportunity to wear the LaFrance deal, right? And with that, we were able to draw the conclusion that like a lot of these sponsorship or shoe deals, you get a certain amount of money to do a certain amount of things, right? We began to see that there was not even no Puma post happening on LaMelo's channel, on his pages for a while. And then all of a sudden we started to see some shared posts and some more things happening with Puma. But one of the big things that people in the community was able to come away with was that he had met whatever obligation and was no longer incentivized to promote the Puma products. So what happens though is if you re-sign the new deal and now you put your own brands and your own markers into it, right? There's some more incentive for you to make extra bread, which is a big deal for LaMelo Ball, who already just signed $260+ million contract. Already was making, folks said that the deal was probably close to $100 million with this Puma thing. So now if you think that we've already saw 3 years, you start to divide 3 by whatever that number could have been, and you see that the boys' bags are heavy, right? And so I think that there's a lot of things to really ponder here. Now, the big question that I have after all of that stuff is there opportunity for the Big Baller brand and LaMelo to come back like we would have wanted them to, right? And so one of the things that I've realized with this is once we get into the trademark conversation is this MB1, right? You can go to the Big Baller brand website and you can still see items wearing this MB1 trademark, right? And so I think that if there's some opportunity to get this shoe to come out with, instead of this LaFrance logo on it, you'll see it with the MB1. Tell me, would you be interested in that? And let me know what's up, man. That's my breakdown on this whole thing. Your boy LaMelo Ball is chasing the bag alert. We're going to get up out of here. It's your main man, AB the Hero. Holla at me. Peace.
Hero. No, not peace. +1. Triple B's. We out.